So it's time to talk about Highguard. It's been out for just over a week, and unless you just had no internet for a week, then you could not avoid the absolute amount of crap that this game has got. And some of it is really unjustified, to be fair. But let's get into my first impressions. First off, I played it on launch day, put it on, and first thing I noticed is that when you go onto it, you have to play the tutorial. Now, this tutorial is... it's just boring. It's too long for starters. It's like 25 minutes, 30 minutes long. It's far too long just to teach you just the basics of the game. I understand you need to know, but this is a multiplayer game. At least put some other things just to keep you entertained while you're doing it, you know? Anyway, so your first impressions of the game isn't great. It seems boring from the tutorial, but you just think, okay, it might just be a tutorial. You know, we'll give it another go. Have a few games of it. So then next thing I noticed, get into the characters. So now we're looking through the characters and it's so generic. I mean, we've got Jason Momoa lookalike, Zendaya lookalike, we've got Ken from Street Fighter, we've got Jack Frost from, what's it called, a film called Rise of the Guardians. He looks exactly like him. We've got John Highguard, the most basic of hero you could just make, and just other generic people. So the characters aren't great. The guy with a mask actually is pretty cool, but other than that, they're not. There's nothing there that stands out. It's just like, whoa, he was new. That's a new design. I like that. Yeah, and there's nothing there like that. So yeah, it's just nothing to write home about. Then you jump into the game. It's 3v3 when it first started off. Now, you go around collecting resources at the start of the game. Now this, I think, is a really bad idea because you're playing it and you're trying to gather resources and it's like you're competing with your own team to get these resources, which I think is extremely counterintuitive. I mean, why are you fighting against your own people to crack these cubes and get more better equipment and stuff? Surely you should be like gathering them together so you can build a better team. But it's kind of like it's like a one-man army on your own for this first bit, which makes no sense because then once this bit kicks off and you have to find like the sword, the Highguard sword that just unlocks this big tank, the shield breaker they call it, so you can destroy the other person's base. Now, why am I fighting against my own team for these items? Surely we should be able to share them. It's boring. Another thing that's boring, it goes on for about 5 minutes. It goes on too long. The map's too big, especially for 3v3. It's too big. It doesn't need to be that big. And then you get into the game, and then you're fighting for the sword, and you have a few minutes to try and like who's gonna win this the shield breaker thing, so you can attack the other person's base. Then you get it. Then you have to defend the base, and it's basically a kind of like search and destroy of Call of Duty. Basically, you plant the bomb, defend the bomb, rinse and repeat for 3 goes. Base is done, you win. Now that is the basic of the loop of the game, and it's okay. It's just the bit before where you actually have to fight, where the bit where you gather resources, it's just a bit tedious. So it kind of starts at a slow pace. Now, I played it and I was like, nah, this isn't for me. And then I came back to it a few days later and it changed to 5v5. And I was like, give it another go. So I downloaded it on the PlayStation. So the first time I played it on the Xbox. Then I thought, I downloaded it again and played it on the PlayStation, see if it's any different. And this 5v5 was there. And I thought, okay, that might be a good way to go. Maybe it was too harsh. So we'll do it with 5v5. And it's better. It's definitely better. But it's still not great. Now, everyone knows this about Highguard. It's got so much crap. Now, let's get into the reason why I made this, the defense of Highguard. Now, you've seen the drop-offs. Like, the peak was like 100,000. That was just on Steam alone. So let's say you take Xbox and PlayStation into account. Let's just call it 150,000. Might have been more, but let's just say it's that. Now, if you look at the figures now, like the concurrent players, like daily, like 4,000 or hover or somewhere around it. Now, I think that the reason this happened and why it looks so bad is because 100,000 looks quite decent. And then Pete's like, well, people have played it and it's going, oh no, it's crap, let's just ditch it. Now, I think people did it just to hate on it. People who played this game who just wouldn't have played it. I mean, it's not something for me and I played it. It's not really something I'd even go for. I just thought, the amount of news around it, I guess, and hate towards it, it's just something you got to try. So I did. So a lot of people would have just done that. So that's the reason for it. So I don't really have much. I can't really blame it for having like the big drop off of what it did, because it was a bit of an unfair start, I guess. And this is where the defence comes in. Now, Geoff Keighley was the one who made it, the big spot at the end of Game Awards. It should never have been there. And then there's this whole talk of like, they didn't actually want the spot. Geoff convinced them to have it. Like, somebody else pulled out. So he was like, yeah, put your game there. And like, they're not going to refuse it, are they? But it's just like, and then he started going on about, oh yeah, it's an amazing game. Like, everyone's seen the trailer and it was like, it's okay, I guess. And then there was just silence. So people just thought, something's gone wrong. Is this game like just going to be like a meme or something? Like, is it not even going to exist? And then a day or two later, we get something like going, oh yeah, everyone's going to love it. Then it comes out and it just gets absolute pelters. Now, I think there's people that probably do like this game. And the reason why they just pretend to not like it is because it's just what people do. Like, if enough people say that they hate something or they don't like it, people get embarrassed to play it or defend it, or they don't like being the one person who likes the thing everybody hates. So then they just try and trash it as well to fit into the crowd. But I think the whole reason this is so bad is because of Geoff Keighley. He should not have done what he'd done. This game could have been alright. They had a year's plan. They could have gone with it, but then it ended up being like Concord 2 in everybody's mind. And it just got such an unfair start. But is it going to... I hope the people that like it get the enjoyment out of it. And the people that don't like it, he probably wasn't going to like it anyway. So, there's no reason to hate on it. It's just, if it's not your game, it's not your game. It's like, there's loads of games like when I see live service, when it comes to any game, I'm just like, nope, avoid it. Even the ones that I think I might like is it called Where Winds Meet? Like, that actually looks decent, but because the live service, just like, no, I'm staying well away from it because it's just not my thing. But yeah, so let me know what you think. Is people too harsh in it? Do you think people wasn't harsh enough? Do you think it needed bashing even more, or do you think it should have got a bit of bit more of forgiveness for it, let's say, and given more of a chance? But yeah, it's not for me. Hope for the people that do like it, enjoy it, but I'm not going to be rushing back to it. But my defence is that this is Geoff's fault. Geoff should not have done this. Geoff is an idiot. Anyway, that's more a rant over. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Leave a like. Be grateful if you subscribe. And see you in the next one. Bye.